coffee. And now, let's get baking. The recipe calls for warm milk. And pour that in. Oh, I'm so excited because today I'm using this. So this was my grandma's mixer, and it's gonna be my first time using it today. I had to get the instructions out, but I found this because she saved everything, and it literally says bought March 15th, 1978, which I think is so cool. So we'll see how well it works because it is 45 years old. And today we're gonna test it out. But it's so pretty, it's so green, and I love that. So I already put the dough attachment in. So the milk is already warm, so I'm gonna set that aside for now. I'm gonna put on my apron. I need 2 eggs for this recipe and only the egg yolks. So I'm gonna crack these. Getting the egg yolk out. Okay, there's one. And my mom usually makes meringues from leftover egg whites. She actually makes this fantastic meringue cake. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the egg whites yet, we'll see. But you could always use them for something, so I'm gonna save them, put them in this little container, put them in the fridge. The milk, I'm gonna pour back into here. This is actually where the yeast is going to grow. So I took some sugar. I'm gonna do 1/6 of a cup. I'm gonna pour it in there. And then I'm just gonna mix that up. Then I took some yeast. 1 teaspoon of yeast. I'm gonna give that a stir. And then we're just gonna let that sit on the side for like 10 minutes. Now for the dough. So I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. So I'm gonna make a mark. Add that in. Should be room temperature. We're gonna add 2 cups of flour. Then we're gonna add a tablespoon of sour cream, salt, which I'm just gonna eyeball this and say, that's good. Into the middle because it's not really mixing there. Let's try that again. I feel like that's pretty good for now. I'm gonna add the yeast when it's ready. It should start bubbling up. It kind of already is. And we're gonna add that in about like 5 minutes and get the rest mixed up. So while we wait for the yeast to finish growing, we're gonna make the cream cheese filling in the meantime. So I have another bowl here. So we're gonna take 1 bar or 1 package of cream cheese. Should be room temperature. And just gonna put that in here. Add a 1/4 cup of sugar. Then I have whole bean organic vanilla bean paste. And I'm gonna take 1/2 tablespoon of this. So I mean, I could do this with a little measuring spoon, but I honestly don't want to get it dirty. So we're just gonna eyeball this. And I feel like, oh, that might be too much, but we'll see. And that's that for the cream cheese filling. And we're just gonna mix that right after we finish mixing this. Coffee break. That's yummy. Okay guys, it's time. So we're gonna pour in the yeast into there. It's kind of bubbled up. So we got it in there, we poured it in. Let's start. Woo! So, just gonna it's mixing all right. And we're gonna mix that for 15 minutes. Okay, well the mixer did a good job at mixing it. I feel like it's just not gonna get to the dough ball consistency that's supposed to. And I don't know if it's because of the way these are shaped or if it's because the bowl is too big or what. So we're just gonna knead the rest of this by hand. I'm just gonna knead this for 10 and hopefully we still get the same effect. At least I'll get a good arm workout with this. So, I mean the dough is definitely sticking together. So I feel like it should be fine. So see you back in 10. So we've kneaded the dough. I created a cute little bowl. I'm gonna let that sit in here. I'm gonna cover it and let that rest for 1 hour. I'm gonna use my cute little bunny towel to cover it. There we go. In the meantime, let's mix this bad boy up. I'm gonna put this in the fridge while that rests. Let's give it a taste test. That's so good. It's not too sweet. That's really good. Oh, I'm so excited. It's such a rainy, dreary day. So the dough has risen. It's kind of doubled in size. It hasn't doubled as much as I wanted it to. So that kind of makes me nervous, but I think it should be fine. I'm gonna cut this into 4th. It is so fluffy and airy. I'm gonna make 4 little dough balls. I think I want to make them smaller. So I think we're gonna cut them in half and make them a bit smaller. We're gonna roll these into balls. Move that to the side. So then we're gonna kind of like pop, flop, flop, flop. I think I'll need something smaller. Okay. some crumble. Into the oven. Here they are. Yum.